Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this is super weird because I haven't filmed for a very long time and I'm in a very different setup, and I'm kind of back planning but in my main planner, so it's all over the place, but I really wanted to film. There's been a lot of things that have happened in my life since I last posted, which I think was this collab with Emily. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure that's when it was. But I kind of just picked a very big week from these past weeks that I've skipped and haven't really been planning. I have been keeping track of everything in my Hobonichi, so I can back plan, and I do plan to because I have a lot of kits that I was very excited to use. But yeah, like I don't even know where to start. So I'm using this Keatown kit today for this week of July 22nd to the 28th. This was the week that the last season of Orange is the New Black came out, and that show was a really big part of a lot of things for me, and I have not watched it just because I'm trying to build up the strength to do that just because of what it does symbolize, I guess, for me. I don't know, it's very weird. So haven't watched it yet, but a lot of big things happened this week, so I feel like it's fitting to kind of start to associate Orange is the New Black with things that are important to me that are not revolved around someone else. So yeah, this kit is really fun. I forget the name of the size of the kit that I got, but I think it's like the deluxe kit or something like that. So it comes with all the pages and the glitter headers. I got the extra full boxes. So I'm also going to be using the orange soda or pop or something like that from Scribble Prints Co. This was a wiggle, and I got it when she did one of her sales. So I have a ton of these sheets to use, and I did pull out some Simply Gilded washi. Just this blue one here with silver foil, and then I also pulled out this orange foil Wonton in a Million Wonton washi, just cause I didn't know what I needed. So yeah, I guess let's jump into this. This feels so weird to me, like I feel like I don't know what to do, but I guess I could start with these. Also, don't know how the lighting is. I'm hoping it's okay. My situation right now is like at a vanity desk thing, but I'm using the light that I used to use for filming like sit down videos when I used to do that, instead of like my two little lights that I had on my desk before. So I guess for those of you that don't know, I know that some of you had messaged me and were like, are you okay? Because I feel like I kind of dropped a bomb on you guys when I did the Pride collab with everyone, with coming out and talking about kind of my broken relationship and all that stuff. I know that there was a lot of questions unanswered, which I do want to throw out there that I'm thinking, if all goes well with this, that I'll do a Q&A plan with me at some point in time, to kind of answer any questions, because I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot more, or a bunch more questions after this video. But yeah, so I kind of dropped that bomb on you and then disappeared. So some of you were messaging me and being like, are you okay? And yes, I'm okay. Things were very difficult. They still are. I'm not gonna lie and say that everything's fine now. Getting out of an 7-8 year relationship with someone who you were basically engaged to is very difficult, and not easy. So with that being said, I needed to make some changes in my life. I needed to do some things that were for me and kind of tackle some problems and do what was best for me. And in my mind, that was to move out. So I moved, and this week that I'm planning here was the week that I signed the lease for my new apartment, which was very exciting, very scary. It was not a spur of the moment decision. I mean, you can't really do that with an apartment. But kind of the backstory to it is one of the people that I worked at the camp with We were both going through similar type situations with long-term relationships falling apart for one reason or the other, and needing to move on in a way and start fresh. And it just so happened that we got very close and started to talk to each other about it, and he was more in the situation where he had to move, and I was in the situation of I would really like to move because I was sleeping on the couch. I couldn't go in my room. I felt like there wasn't a purpose for me to go through things in my room if I was just going to stay there, because I felt like I couldn't get rid of anything, but I had to get rid of anything if I wanted to feel comfortable in there. So I don't know. It's the real life nitty gritty of breakups and heartbreak and all that stuff. So yeah, it just kind of worked out. I was spending a lot of time out of the house and going through a lot of crummy things, especially with my health. My health was deteriorating kind of rapidly. Still haven't figured out what the case is with that, but you'll see in here during this week I was getting some testing done and trying to figure some things out. As far as that, I'm okay. It was definitely more drastic back then in like these previous weeks, because they thought that, well, they still don't know what it is, but they thought that it was something more like pressing that they needed to do something about right now, and they have me on a medicine that's working right now, so I feel like that's important. But yeah, so it was just kind of right time, right place, and we started looking, and we applied to one as kind of like this fluke decision. We were like, well, we're gonna start applying anyway, so we might as well just go for it and see what happens. So we applied to this place, and they just so happened to accept, and it was kind of like the perfect ideal situation, like with the way that the place was set up, and where it was location wise, and it was this very like magical, strange moment that I didn't think was gonna happen. And I don't know how many of you, if any of you have experienced, you know, kind of like major breakups or, you know, abusive relationships or anything like that. It just, along with all these changes, brought a lot of emotion, and a lot of confusion and kind of doubt. And so I had been trained in my past relationship, I would say, to not believe things were going to happen until they actually did. So there was a lot of weeks there, even after we were accepted, and even after I had signed the lease, that I was just like, well, you know, this probably isn't going to happen. This was a nice dry run of what could be, but it happened, and I'm here, and it's weird, and at times it's very difficult. I'm very happy with my space. I'm very happy with my room, very happy with my roommate. I'm very happy in all those respects. But it's also, you know, being completely honest, it's really difficult to change the mindset and the viewpoint that you had that you were going to move out and be with this person forever. And, you know, think that you were going to marry them and all those things. It's very hard to readjust that viewpoint. But, you know, I feel like some of you could hear me talking about it and be like, oh my gosh, you have it together. No, I don't. There's been plenty times where I couldn't even be here and, you know, getting used to things. But it's not impossible, and I'm making it through, and I'm learning new things about myself, and it's working out for the best, I think, and I'm very excited about it. So that being said, I know that was like a lot, but I am gonna go through this week here and like explain the stuff that happened during this week. I don't know how, like, going forward I'm going to film things. I think I'm gonna do this down in the bottom washi, just because the bottom washi is blue. Yeah. yeah, so I don't know. I really do want to keep filming. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to commit to filming so many times a week. Just because now I have a roommate. I don't want to film while he's here. Just because I, you know, don't really talk about planning that much. Don't want to get into that. It's still something that I keep kind of private because it's important to me. And something special that I do for myself. So not really ready to talk about that and then have to deal with the whole filming situation. But I'm thinking that I could at least film 1 video a week, if not 2. Probably going to start out with 1 and just see how it goes and start to get used to the lighting and all that stuff, because that's important. But yeah, I want to continue to film. I want to continue to hang out with you guys and plan, because it really does help me. And now with a new apartment, there's a lot of things that I do have to plan and keep track of and watch out for, and you know, all that stuff. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. So I don't know if I'll do like rewind spreads or if I'll start doing pre-planning and then do rewinds kind of on my own until I catch up, or what happens. I do have a ton of kits, so that's kind of why I haven't strayed away from rewind planning or anything like that. I have cut back on purchasing things just because for a while there I was, you know, I wasn't buying anything just because I wasn't planning, I wasn't doing anything. So it didn't make sense for me to purchase things, and like when I did purchase something, it was probably like a Wiggle It Wednesday that I knew I couldn't get my hands on again, or something of that sort. So I still have a ton of kits. I did purchase a few Halloween kits that I saw that I really liked, but I think that's kind of what I've gone towards, is only buying the things that I really like and not focusing on, you know, this, like, this week has to have this, and I have to make sure I have 3 weeks for, or 3 kits for this week, or whatever. And just kind of going with the flow and feeling what's right, and just doing me, which is very weird to just do me sometimes. So yeah, I don't know. Things are crazy. Things are weird. But I'm thinking I'll do a poll, not a poll, one of those like ask me questions things on Instagram. I was gonna do one today, and then I was like, well, by the time I thought of that, I was needing to film already, so that doesn't work. But I think I'll do one before I film next time, or if you guys, when you watch this video, if you have any questions, you can leave them down below, and I'll either answer them in the comments or save them for the next video. So there is that. I have to get used to this new like framing. So there's that, and I guess I can start doing header overlays and boxes. I think I really want to do this quote box in the corner because I feel like it's very fitting for this week that I was planning. I really like this quote. Okay, so there's that, and then I don't know what's happening outside, so sorry. Who do I want to use here? Let's see. There is kind of like a pattern. I really like the chicken. I know that's random, but I really like the chicken. There's also that double box. I don't know if I want to trim it down. No, I don't want to use that. Okay, so the chicken we'll put here. I feel like that's a good middle box. And then we have, oh my gosh, I forget her name. I love her, but I forget her name. This is sad. See, I haven't watched it, haven't been around it in a long time. But yeah, I love it. I love Orange is the New Black. It's just one of those things that I need to reassociate with good times in order for me to enjoy it. We do have red, who I want to use. I think I'm gonna use Piper, although I feel like this girl does not look like her at all. So we'll put this here, and we'll put red in the center. I feel like that's a good spot. Where did my glitter headers go? I just had them. Here they are. So we'll put that there. Oh my gosh, this is so hard to like remember the patterns that I used to do. I mean, I could look back, but I'm trying to do this as authentically as possible. Okay, so put this here, and then that was the other thing that I was kind of bummed about not doing Plan with Bees and not planning as much as I would remember like planning, and then I'd be like, oh, I had this really cute kit planned, but now I'm not using it because I'm not planning, and I get to go back and use it. I think there's only like 1 or 2 kits that I'm not going to use just because, you know, not that it doesn't matter now, but it just doesn't apply, and I don't want to use it for that purpose, or just use it because I have the kit, or I said I was going to use it that week. So I think there's only a few of those situations. But yeah, it's very strange. Everything's very strange now. Okay, I'll use her up here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use this one first. And then let's see. Oh, I forgot that the spacing is kind of off whenever you do this. Oops. We're not going for perfection here. We're going for mediocre. Okay, so there's that. Also, I'm very annoyed because when I moved, my filter that I use in my room for my allergies and stuff like that, I think I like jostled the filter itself, like in the thing. And so now it doesn't want to work. So I'm super annoyed about that because it makes it really difficult when I wake up for my nose and my throat to like not sound like I'm really sick. I'm not, it's just my stupid allergies, which that's the other thing. Because of all my health issues that I'm battling right now, I haven't been able to go and get my shots, my allergy shots, as often as I'm supposed to. So I'm like set back in that regiment. And then I remember I went and they were like, you need to come this many days. And I was like, oh, trust me, I know, but I can't get that done right now. I'm really trying to get here, but when I have like 6 other doctor's appointments and ultrasounds and CT scans, it's very difficult for me to get all the way over here to do both of those things in the time frames that you allot. And they're like, oh, I see. So, and I'm not 100% certain that my shots are not affecting my other problems, because I don't know. They're saying that I now have like issues with my lymph nodes, and like it sounded very autoimmune, kind of like body attacking itself. And I was like, I don't know if it's the best thing that we're injecting me with things that I'm very allergic to on a regular basis, if this is a problem that we're seeing that I'm having. So yeah, it's very, very interesting to me. I'm trying to pick between Alex. I think I might switch this. I don't think I'm going to use Alex, which is, you know, kind of strange because I love Alex. But we're going to put in Crazy Eyes. I think that's a good choice. So we'll put her up there, and then let's put in the rest of the glitter headers, and then I think I'll do the overlays off. Oh no, I have time. I just don't know what I'll talk about. I feel like there's so much that I could possibly talk about, but I also don't, at the same time, I don't know don't know how much to share. I don't want to overshare. And not in the sense of like, there's things I don't want to tell you. It's just like, I don't know if you guys are that interested. But yeah, okay, so let me make sure that I have all, yeah. Okay, that doesn't look that bad. Oh my gosh, I have overlays too. Wowza, didn't think about that. I realized when I pre-plan how important that is. I kind of want to put one of these overlays on, but it's not going to fit. So we're not going to do a bottom washi overlay. I do have the corners and the full box overlays that I could use. And then we have these. Okay. So I think I need to think about this or else I'm gonna be unhappy. So give me one moment. Alright, so there is all the overlays laid down, and I also did the deco up at the top. I don't know if like this lighting is gonna allow for a wiggle of any sorts. Oh well, I tried. It looks really pretty though. Maybe if I like tilt the, oh there we go. You have to like tilt the whole thing. So yeah, I really like it. I'm happy with it so far. Let's work on this sidebar area. I have those, I have this. It's so weird doing sidebars when you like rewind plan or back plan, especially since I don't have a whole lot of stuff. I mean, I wrote down the things that I did, but it's also like I didn't really track anything because I wasn't filming, I wasn't uploading anything, so I can't put in like the schedule that I normally would. Or that I used to. I did track my meals, so I think I might just put in a dinner one, but we'll see. So let's go with over here. I think I'm gonna do washi because that sounds fun. I'm gonna put in a little strip of this if I can figure this out. Oh, that was the other thing. I like, since I moved, completely did a lot of my storage for my planner supplies just because, you know, it's a new space and it's definitely not, like my room is not as big as my other room was. So I couldn't take my desk, I couldn't take the like filing cabinet that I had a lot of my stuff in, and then the desk that I got, the new desk that I got, kind of doubles as a vanity, and it's much smaller than my other desk, so I didn't have the desk room like on top of the desk for all my binders and stuff. So I had to figure that out, and then I also had to find a new place for all my washi because we all know how important washi is. So yeah, I think maybe that's a video that I could do, is like what my planner setup is now, not like in my planner, but with the washi and my stickers and all that stuff. It's not perfectly organized right now. There's definitely a lot that I need to work on, but it also was not my main priority to organize all that stuff just because I knew I wasn't using it right that second. So that's something that over the next month I'll probably spend more time on, but that could be a video that I do. I feel like I'm gonna be able to do multiple of these boxes, so I guess I will use Alex. And we'll put her here. And I think I'll put some like overlay corners on there. Do I want to do a check or a weekly box? I just don't know. I don't think I'm going to, just because that seems like something that I don't need to do. So I'm going to put in some more washi, and then move on. Also, there's like trains over here where I live now, which is weird. I don't know if you can hear them, but I remember the first night I was here, I heard a train and I was like, that's weird. So yeah, I'm not that far away from where I lived. I'm actually really close to where I work. Well, where I worked and where I work as a nanny. So that's nice, but at the same time, it's a little bit strange because I don't understand some of these things where I like didn't know. It's not that I didn't know they existed, it's just I didn't know that it was like I didn't know that there were trains over here. But yeah, so there's like some weird things that you get used to when you move. It's not like the train doesn't bother me. It's just funny if you're not expecting to hear a train, to hear a train. Okay, so there's the sidebar. A little weird, a little rickety, but it's fine. Used up a good amount of the full boxes there. So let's flip this around. I don't really know what I'll put. Well, probably like sign the lease and something else. I'll figure it out. But, oh my gosh. But I think now I can start planning things, but I didn't really pull anything out. So I feel like I need to pull things out before I do that, or else it's just going to be me sitting here flipping through binders of stickers trying to figure out what I want to use. So I'll do that and then I'll be back. Alright guys, so I've zoomed you in a bit. I messed with the lighting some more because it is later. I don't know. I'm learning. Let me learn. And I did plan out all the stickers that I was going to use, so I have them all on this little itty bitty sheet here from the full boxes. But let's go through this week. I hope my camera won't die because I don't have time to charge it, which means oops. Okay, so Monday was the beginning of our last session of camp. So for that, what do I want to use here? I think we'll use one of these skinny labels. I hope that you can't hear the fans. I turned the air conditioning off because it just seemed really loud. But I don't know if the fan is better, but it is ridiculously hot, so I needed something on. But I just used one of the bows from the Wiggle sampler there. And then while I was at work, there was lots to do. It's always pretty crazy on the first day of camp with like paperwork and all things drama. So put a laptop from the kit there. And then I had my regular nanny work. I think this was the only day. No, I worked Wednesday too. I just didn't work Friday. But I'm gonna put in some washi in between here. And then after I nannied, what did I do? Oh, I went over to help my roommate start sanding furniture for our apartment because we had gotten accepted the week before and we just needed to sign the lease. So we knew that we were going to sign the lease actually the next day, so we started to sand some furniture so that we could paint it to match our color scheme, which is black, white, gray, and copper tones. It's very neutral. I really like it. So I went over, we sanded a bunch of furniture, and then it was sleepover time because I didn't want to head home because we were sanding pretty late. So I'm going to use this half box here. Actually, I'm going to white out these corners the best that I can. And then this little like wrench and hammer sticker was in the kit, which I thought was very fitting. There's actually two of them and I needed two of them, so I greatly appreciate that. And let's put in this bigger washi in here. So yeah, we had a little sleepover. I think, what happened this night? I know we weren't sanding past like 10, but I think we had dinner together and then his friend slash roommate at the place that he was staying at came home. We were chatting, I think that's what it was. So yeah, that was Monday, basically pretty simple. Then the 23rd, we got Starbucks. This is a very common occurrence now because my roommate works at Starbucks, so gotta love that discount. So we did that, and then we had work. So I think I'll use this label for work. There's a lot of orange, but it makes sense for this kit. So I have another bow to signify that. And then we went and signed the lease, which is a really big deal. So I think I want to use the blue quarter box in here. And yeah, it was like, I don't know, I feel like it was one of the first big things that I've done in a long time. I've actually signed a lease before, but it was like this really weird fluke thing that I was able to get out of because I was going to go to New York for college, and then my girlfriend actually backed out of it at the last minute and told me that she wouldn't be going, so yeah, that's why I was kind of convinced that until I actually was in the apartment that nothing mattered. So we did sign the lease, which was exciting. Brought about a lot of feelings, so I'm glad that I had therapy afterwards. So I went and did that, and this was actually the first therapy appointment I had in I think like 2 or 3 weeks, because my therapist went on vacation and she came back, she came back, and I was like, I signed a lease. So that was a little bit confusing to her. And then after that, I went back over to my roommate's place, and we painted the furniture, which is always fun. And then his brother treated us to burritos, which I love burritos. Those were really good burritos. And then lastly, I didn't get a ton of sleep this night, so I'm gonna put in this little Prim Co like tired Chloe on some washi, wherever that is. Oh, here it is. Let's do this, and we'll just center her like that. This is from Wonton and Melina, and this is from Little Paper Prints, if I didn't say that, and Prim Co. So that was Tuesday, and then Wednesday I stayed over again this night. So Wednesday I got coffee, or we got Starbucks again. So I'm gonna put this script sticker, which came in the kit, on top of this washi strip for marking our coffee run before work. And then for work I have another little bow, and what do I want to use for that? I could use those work labels, but it just felt kind of confusing. So let's do the blue for work. And then what else happened? Oh, I started to work like hardcore on my resume this day, because I kind of took a break from it after I graduated, once I didn't get some of the internships I had initially applied to because I accepted the summer camp position. So started to work back on my resume and applying for places, and then I had nanny work this day as well. And I didn't work Fridays at all this summer just because Fridays are usually super crazy at the camp. So that was my last day nannying for the week. And then after that I went back to my work, and there's like a bar behind the camp, and so some of the teachers were there, so I went and met them there. And then we went back to my place, me and my roommate, and we started to pack up my stuff, which was very emotional. This was probably the worst night ever. And yeah, I was doing fine, and then we got to kind of like this stack in my closet of kind of all the memories that I had kept, and I found the ring box, and I found the way that she proposed to me, which was a little sign, and yeah, it was heartbreaking and horrible, and I wish that I didn't have to go through that, but I went through it, I got it through it, I made it, I'm alive, I am anxious but able. Definitely cried a lot, but I'm glad that my roommate was there because he really helped me. My parents were there too, but I feel like in this situation I needed someone who was, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe it, but it was just, it was a night. So then Thursday morning he stayed over, and Thursday morning we went on another coffee run. This time it was not Starbucks because we waited until we were closer to work and we went to like this little coffee shop that's next door. So we'll put coffee run up here, and then just work, pretty boring. So I just have that little bow, and then I was on aftercare this day, which basically means I just have to work an extra 3 hours at the camp, which is, you know, it's not horrible, but it's also not great. Just because most of the time that's when kids are really tired or grumpy, or they have so much energy and they don't know what to do with it. So yeah, I'm gonna put in this little thing for aftercare, and then what else happened? Oh, so then I took my friend home and we got Wingstop on the way home. This is a little like chicken leg from the Wonton and a Million sticker book. And then I went back to my place and had a game night with my roommate. We kind of like just traded off staying at each other's house up until we moved for weeks and weeks before. I would say like the whole month of July, if we're being honest. Which yeah, it was kind of weird, but we both really needed it. So for game night, I think I'm gonna do a half box, just because there's a lot of space. Let's do this dark orange. And then we packed up some, or he helped me pack some more. He actually fell asleep while I was packing, but I remember I finished packing all of my DVDs this night and the rest of my books that I hadn't packed the night before, and so by this point I think I was down to just needing to pack my clothes and some like miscellaneous things. So yeah, we kind of tackled this perfectly. So I'm just gonna put in this little box down there to signify finishing packing. And then Friday morning, it was ugly t-shirt day, so I'm gonna use this little asterisk up here for that. I don't even remember what I wore this day. Oh, I wore a Hawaiian shirt. I actually posted a photo, or multiple photos from that day on my Instagram, my personal Instagram. And then just work. So I'll put this in for that. At that point it was marking just 2 weeks left, and all of us could see that we were on the home stretch there, which was very exciting. And then I was also in aftercare this day, so I just used this little like sparkle. This is like very camp related. I'm gonna put in another strip of washi. So yeah, stayed in aftercare because people were starting to, I think this was the week that everyone was sick or something. I forget what it was, but there was some reason why I worked an extra day. And then we went to the bar again and got drinks. It was kind of like to mark the end of the week. We've been doing that a lot. It's kind of like a camp tradition. It's very strange, but you know, whatever. I roll with it. And then my roommate and some of his friends came back to my place and we went in the hot tub, which was very nice. We were in there for a while. So this is a Moonlight Paper Co. Swim time sticker. And then after that, him and I did face masks and had like another little mini sleepover, which was fun. So put that in. I think this was one of the first times that we didn't have work the next day. So there's that. And then come Saturday, I went and helped my friend out with his improv class. So I'm just going to put the little heart icon there. And I had to run to the post office afterwards to drop off something that someone had bought from me. And then this day I went and got a CT scan because they were concerned that I had a fatty liver, which that was very confusing. But then they found out that I had that I currently have swollen lymph nodes throughout basically my whole stomach, or like surrounding my organs, I should say, is the best way to put it. They don't know why. I think I was talking about it, but like it could be a whole lot of things. The week before they had scared me and made me think that I had cancer. But in reality, they were just very confused as to how I could have a fatty liver, but I was losing weight. And I wasn't, oh my gosh, I just threw that. But yeah, just a lot of things about the situation were not adding up. I lost, I think it was a total of 25 pounds in like 2.5 weeks. I was super nauseous. I couldn't eat anything really. And even when I found out the things that I could eat, it just was not, I couldn't eat very much of it. And then they were having me eat things that would keep my calorie intake up, and I was still losing weight. So we're still trying to figure it out. Don't know what's happening, but hopefully they figure it out soon. But anyways, went and got the CT scan done. That was super weird. They inject you with something so that they can like see your blood when they take the CT scan, but the person who gave it to me didn't tell me that it makes you feel like you peed yourself. So that was exciting. And then I went to a barbecue at my grandma's house, and that was when I came out to the rest of my family, which was, it wasn't as scary, but it was definitely a little bit strange. So I kind of had an escape plan ready. So my roommate came and picked me up, and we went to like a karaoke night, which was tons of fun. And then Sunday I slept in because I was very tired. So I'm gonna use this GP Sticker Studio girl all cuddled up in a blanket. And put her like so. Oops. That's kind of crooked. We're gonna leave it because that looks like it could be a problem. So yeah, I slept in, pretty lazy morning, and then I started to plan out my room, like what I wanted to get, because I'd been, this is kind of the weird part about this. So I'd been planning to move out for I'd say 4 years, but I was like seriously saving for like 2.5 or 3, because I was under the impression that my significant other was also trying to move out with me and also doing exactly what I was doing. But nevertheless, that was not the case. So I had been saving and kind of hoping and dreaming that this would happen, and then it did happen. And so in this case, I was happy to know that I had the savings to get like a new bed for myself, new furniture, stuff like that. But I didn't want to just go and like get whatever. I wanted to make sure that it was going to fit my room and that everything looked nice together so that I don't have to purchase furniture again for a while at least. So yeah, I was fortunate to have had all that time to plan. Definitely didn't go as planned. I'm like moving out with her, but I definitely have the room of my dreams. I'm very pleased with it. I think it looks really, really pretty. And yeah, so the good side and the bad side to this. Not as expected, but at least I got a really, really awesome room out of it. So did some room planning, then I went to IKEA and purchased the items that I wanted. And I only had to return one thing, but it worked out perfectly so that I could buy a new chair because my chair didn't fit in the space that I needed it to. And then when I came home, I finished packing the last of it, so I just used that little box that came with the kit. And that is that. Let me zoom you guys out a bit here so you can see the finished product here. I think it looks really pretty. My camera's gonna die and I need to go pick up my roommate from the airport, so I'm gonna give you this little wiggle here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm glad to be filming again. I'm glad to be back. It's always nice talking to you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Definitely leave any questions down below if you want me to do a Q&A, or just say hi. I've missed you guys. But yeah, I'll try and film again soon. But if you enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you have not already. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.